Should I start this one with snow? Snow, the Texas final frontier, where no Texan knows what to do. Now, it's been quite the week. Thank God I'm from Northern California, right? Gee, a little bit of snow just literally put a halt to Texas. I remember when I lived up in Seattle, oh, so many years ago, we had a humongous storm up there, and I remember the city of Seattle only had one snowplow, and that snowplow was working overtime. And much like what happened this year to North Texas area, that happened up in Seattle and everything. It's just amazing because I grew up with snow right there. You know, it's High Sierra Nevada girl here, and Tahoe, you know, and it's just snow's part of life. But yeah, it's been a week. It was very, very cold. Got down to 0 temperature and below. Being out with power for the greater majority of the week was fun. Camping in the house, all that good stuff. If you guys are friends with me on my personal profile, probably saw some of my backyard camping and cooking over my gas stove on the cast iron and all that good stuff. But it was a good week. It was a week that was, you know, just really allowed for a reset to happen. And that's an important piece in life, is that I think that we get caught up, especially those of us who live in the city and are just hustle all the time. We do get caught up in that hustle, and we forget to slow the F down and allow for a reset. And sometimes it takes Mother Nature to do that for us, right? So here we are in reset time. But as we come to the close of this week and the sun is coming out again and temperatures are climbing over the course of this next week, it feels really, really good. It feels good if I feel a certain shift in energy or charge that has occurred. And yeah, and I hope that all my other fellow North Texans are feeling the same thing. So hope you've stayed warm and safe in the midst of some of the crazy power outages that we've had and cold front. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not a coach on the weather. Maybe the weather of your relationship, maybe the weather of your energetic flow, but not on the actual weather, right? Now, today I decided that I would hit the topic of conflict. And it is, you know, in times like this where we are stuck in the house, and over the course of the last year, a lot of people have been stuck in the house, in life, with their significant others, with their partners, the people that they are living with their children, with their families. And there's a lot of conflict that occurs when we get crammed into small spaces and we can't get away from each other. Well, then there's the conflict that occurs just on a day-to-day basis in what we're going to call a marriage, a united relationship, right? So whether you are dating or actually have a marriage document, I don't care. If you're living with the person, if you're intimate with the person, if this is if the person that you call your significant other, your primary, then that's who I'm talking to today. And we have this belief, no matter what, that conflict is bad. That conflict, that we shouldn't fight, that fighting means that we are in our egos, that fighting means that we're immature, that fighting means that there is somebody to blame, somebody at fault, that there is anger, resentment, bitterness, there's something wrong in the relationship. And we believe that in our relationships that we shouldn't have anything wrong, right? We just shouldn't have anything wrong in our relationships. I love this person, we're together, we're doing this, we're doing that, we have these life goals, we have these visions, we have these same values, blah, 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 blah. We should not have any conflict. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. Conflict is something very healthy. And one of the things that I always ask couples when I'm working with a couple, because they'll come in and they'll say, oh, I'm with, you know, my partner is my best friend. I love my partner dearly. I can tell my partner anything. I am the most vulnerable, most intimate with this person, all that kind of stuff. And that's great. Over the course of time, that's exactly how it should be. That's what makes them our primary partner, is that we choose to be the most intimate. We choose to be the most vulnerable with this person and to really go through the ups and downs of life with them, right? So why is it that we think that in our choosing of this other person that we shouldn't have any conflict with them, that we shouldn't actually disagree? Well, we believe that because of all those reasons I already gave you. We think that it's just not healthy. And the reverse is true, because a relationship that doesn't recognize that it has challenges, that it doesn't line up, is a relationship that, hold on, I forgot to silence my phone, guys, is a relationship that really can't move. It's stuck right where it is at because they're not seeing that there is room for growth. And that's what conflict does. Conflict, and I'm going to say this probably a couple times to you, conflict and how we need to view conflict in our intimate relationships, or any conflict at all, but especially in our intimate relationships, is that conflict expands, helps us to grow as individuals, as a couple, and it helps us grow our intimacy with our partner. Okay? So it has to be there. This is about our growth. This is about our intimacy. This is about the shedding of all the veils, all of our armor. And that's what conflict does. It allows us to be a stronger couple. And that's the gist of it. Now, there's positive conflict and there's negative conflict. Well, how can that be, right? How can we have positive and negative in something that we all want to avoid? Right? Well, positive conflict is where we're problem solving. We're getting to the bottom of something, and we have learned communication strategies to not point the finger at our partner, to know that it is always a two-way street in a relationship, and that the reason this conflict is here is that both parties got there together. It is never one-sided. No matter how wounded one partner might feel, the reality is that it is always, always, always a two-way street. And the first lesson to having a healthy conflict is to take self-responsibility for why you are in it. Okay? And then it's really just about playing, not getting into the blame game, not using words like you did this, you're doing this, you. That is so pointing. It makes it where the other person instantly goes on the defense, and once we put our partner on the defense in conflict, they can no longer hear what we have to say. So listening, poof, gone, because we have said you. When we say you always, oh my goodness, we add to the problem and shutdown happens, armor comes up, and guess what we do in this? It is far worse than any fight, any conflict, anything that we can do in relationship. When we force our partner to pick up that armor, we actually sever the emotional connection, the emotional bond with our partner. And that can potentially be the death of the relationship. And it starts with those little poisonous pills of you always, pointing those fingers and not knowing how to be inclusive in our conversation in conflict. And positive conflict. Positive conflict is all about problem solving, right? That's what positive is. It's all about the problem solving. It is us going in and saying, here is a challenge that I am having. And, and I like to refer to it as that, a challenge. I don't have a problem in the relationship. I don't have a problem with my partner. I am challenged by fill in the blank, right? There are many, many strategies to deal with challenges. Some of the best strategies is to always sandwich the challenge. Come at it from a compassionate stance. Bring compassion into it from your partner as a request, explaining what you are wanting, what you are feeling, why you are hesitant to bring it up, and what your goal is in bringing up, and then bringing in what the challenge is. Okay, so that is a very basic script, and if any of you are interested and want to know what that more detailed script is, feel free to reach out to me about it. But that is that difficult conversation script so that you can have a healthy conflict with your partner, so that you can problem solve things, build the bond of emotional intimacy, that emotional investment that I was talking about yesterday in my article. When that emotional investment starts to get severed by painful statements of finger pointing and blame, we have issues. Or we can learn how to build the foundation of that emotional investment by learning how to communicate calmly, sometimes a little bit passionately, in conflict, but without the directive of it is always your fault and not mine. Okay? So, there you have it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I have an article to write too on this, probably, maybe. I don't know. I got kids home and snow to play in and clients to take care of. But, hey, Leon, what are you saying? Relationships without conflict are boring. Hell yeah, they're boring. I can tell you what, I've had a few of those relationships without conflict, and from the outside, it would appear that we were absolutely perfect in so many ways. On the inside, it was boring, and we suffered from major separation. We weren't on the same page emotionally. Maybe we were on the same page with, you know, raising kids or business, finances, or even how we mentally looked at things, or our political views or our spiritual views. But we weren't emotionally bonded. And it was because we didn't make space to have healthy conflict, because we allowed that separation to kick in. And that's where boredom comes in. It's not that we need to fight to not be bored, is that we need to be able to fully trust our partners in all times. And that trust comes from having some riveting experiences with them and some good conversations and really truly being vulnerable and intimate, laying it out there with our partner, because that can cause some butterflies in our tummies. That can make our hearts pound. That can bring up so many things. And in that shadowland that we deal with when we bring those things up, that's where we get, what did I say before? Growth and intimacy inside ourselves and with our partners. Okay, guys, on that note, I've got many, many beautiful things happening, but just know that I am offering to a limited few over the course of the next 30 days, okay, until March 20th, I am offering free consults for a very special 8-pillar program that will be starting on April 1st. This is only open to 15 beautiful people out there, men, women, and couples alike. We are going to be focusing in on your love. We're going to be focusing in on your money, and we're going to be focusing in on your happiness, your life happiness. This is for the people who truly know that they are fucking worthy of it. They want that fuck yes life in those categories. They want that bond with their partners. They want that soul alignment with self, and they know that they can have it, but they just don't know what those little pieces are. Well, we're going to go through an 8-week program, okay? You're going to get one-on-one time with me. You're going to get group access with me. This is something that I'm telling you, this is like a $4,000 value. I'm not doing it for $4,000. Message me. We can talk about all the deets on it, but this is all about for you not being available any longer for the bullshit, okay? Let's make 2021 a year where you've said, no, I am worthy of this. I am unavailable for all that jizz out there. I don't want it. That crap is not for me. I know who I am. I know what I want. I do deserve the love. I do deserve the wealth, and I do deserve the happiness. So reach out to me here in the comment section, private message me, email me, text me, however you want to reach out to me. Take advantage of the free consultation for this. Get the deets on it, and let's see if you are the right person to be part of this elite group. I love you guys. Remember, you are worthy of a dynamic fuck yes life. All you have to do is stop existing and start living today. I love you guys, and I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee.